Hello, hello, hello. Ooh. Mic check, mic check. Let me check really quick. All right, okay. We're in business.
Laughs. Why aren't you laughing? It was so funny when you were disrespecting me. It was so funny. But then when I take it to my level, because there are always levels, so when I take it to my level, all of a sudden everybody stops laughing. Everyone thinks it's funny when I'm being disrespected. But then when I get disrespectful, nobody laughs. Why aren't you laughing? It was so funny when you were disrespecting me. It was so funny. But then when I take it to my level, because there are always levels, so when I take it to my level, all of a sudden everybody stops laughing. Everyone.
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is B with the B Code Alpha Female Talk. Yes, it is. First of all, as usual, I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers and those who watch my videos. So, once again, I was out here in these YouTube streets, and here, let me go ahead and share my screen. I just want to jump right into it. I was watching this debate with Yada and Cooley, Cooley High School, because that's just how young he talks, how young in the mind he is. This is a Cooley High School type of dude, right? Um, they had this big thing at the end of the debate. Who won? Hands down, Yada. Um, it takes a certain amount of research, first of all, to discuss these kind of topics. And then, second of all, it takes a level of maturity to understand the research and then be able to speak on it. Now, when they're talking about this marriage, debating marriage, and one side is saying marriage, and the other side is saying marriage, having a marriage contract or getting a marriage license and getting married under the government is an incentive for women to get a divorce. Baby boy, I addressed this, I think, years ago. And like I said, it takes a certain level, a certain amount of research and wanting to know the truth and then wanting to accept the truth is where the maturity comes in at. Immature people don't want to accept the truth. They want to half-ass research or piggyback off somebody else's stuff, or they want to listen to the common sense of the people that's around them and not really look at the big picture and why we are where we are today, why marriage came into play contractually, not today, but why it ended up this way. So I just have to, school Cooley High School, right? Um, I kind of felt like, you know, Yada, you can't just go off of what's right. You have to prove why you're right, and that requires research. Okay. Now, first of all, I want to, we're going to go ahead. We're going to listen to a little bit of this and give my commentary in between starting and stopping the video because I want to specifically show you where my points are different from Cooley High School. And then I want to bring it to a more mature level. But like I said, when you're immature, you don't want to accept the truth, right? Sometimes even when it's staring you in the face. And then on a third note, you have a lot of YouTubers and TikTokers out here that are saying things that sound good because they're in it for the money, right? So we got a lot of these people that have started out as YouTubers and somehow miraculously ended up as dating coaches, knowing everything about dating, knowing everything about what a man wants, knowing everything about what a woman should do, yet they've received no formal education and they haven't been licensed to even open their mouth, right? So anyway, let's get into it. It's gonna be some commercials, so I'm gonna try to get past those and not let those really interfere with what I am saying. Oh, let me address the title really quick. So, the title is "Recreational Use is the New Phrase." So I've been hearing this a lot while I've been on YouTube, listening to different podcasts and things. So, recreational use, women being used for recreational purposes only. Well, okay. Hey, you want to put a new phrase to it? My new phrase is hashtag no more BJs. Because if you are, as a woman, taking a man seriously, and he's not taking you seriously, then you shouldn't be doing serious things with him. You shouldn't be cooking. You shouldn't be cleaning. You shouldn't be inviting him over to your house. And you should not be giving him the luxuries and the joys of a relationship that is supposed to have a title, right? You're the girlfriend or you're the wife, right? So stop getting down to the nitty gritty with these guys and let them give each other blowjobs. How about that? Right? Because they want to say that, single mothers are for recreational use, when in fact all women are recreational use to these men, especially the ones that want their woman or wives or girlfriends or whatever they want to call them at the time that they feel that way. Um, they they want them to be submissive and different things of that nature. They don't want them to have a voice. They don't want them to, make decisions. They just want to treat them like blow up dolls. And in all actuality, in that instance, you are recreational use. The only time they want to see you or talk to you is in the bedroom, or when they want you to cook them something, or when they want you to do something for them, when they have a use for you. Otherwise, they want you just to be quiet. So, okay, fine, ma'am, keep your mouth closed at all times. Don't open your mouth, right? Giving a BJ requires you to open your mouth. Don't open your mouth. Keep quiet. Okay. So anyway, that's my hashtag. No more BJs. Stop giving these men the ultimate pleasure. Stop getting freaky with them. Okay. Hey, you want to get laid? Go ahead and get laid. Minus all the stuff that a wife is supposed to give a husband, actually. Right. So this is one of the things that I don't hear coming from Yada. He says date around. I agree, 100% date around. But let me stop because I'm getting into I'm getting into the points that I want to address. So anyway, here we go.
Y'all is a woman beater. Y'all.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to say. He's finishing giving his little story about, how he was accused of being a woman beater. And he said that situation gave him every right to hate women or hate black women, this, that, and the third. No, That's not true. That was an immature way of thinking. That gave you every right to hate that woman, right? Because that is the one who had the power to say, no, this is not what transpired. What actually happened was X, Y, and Z. Even those women around that he said wanted their 15 minutes of fame, no, you don't even have the right to hate them, because they're only being reactional, and they're only responding according to how they probably have been treated as women by men. So no, when a woman does something wrong to you, it does not give you the right to hate all women, because all women did not do that to you. It gave you every right to hate that woman. And that's where Houston we have a problem. A lot of times these men have a severe issue with separating an individual from the group, right? You have to learn how to do that, because you miss many, 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 many opportunities by grouping everything into one when only one thing hurt you. So that's just like saying you have a bag of oranges and one orange went bad, so you throw the whole bag away. I mean, that's kind of like the dumbest. That's dumb. Same thing with any type of fruit. One piece of fruit goes bad, so you throw all the fruit away. No, that's not how it's supposed to go. You throw that fruit away and you keep the fruit that's good, right? Or else what's happening? You've wasted money. Okay. So anyway, let's get into it. I just wanted to address that point really quick because I didn't want to listen to the story. So here we go.
Y'all is a woman beater. Y'all is a woman beater. Why? I was facing 50 on 44 years, plead down to 15. But look at Yada. Look at Yada. Where's the guilty at? No one cared. So Red Pill, I can understand why y'all frustrated. I've been there. I've been attacked by a woman that said she loved me, told me if she couldn't have me, she'd rather me be dead. I understand. But when I sit across from men like him with no substance, and it comes to relationships and marriage, he comes from a place of fear. We have to understand when it comes to marriage, it's deeper than a piece of paper. We're talking about being ordained by God. And a lot of men suffer from divorce because no one has properly told them how to choose a woman.
Well, let me say this really quick. As far as men choosing women, you see, it goes both ways. Men will usually say, oh, a woman chooses a man in the image of her father, right? So what happens with women, if she grew up with a father, irregardless of how her father treated her, she's going to look for a man in the image of her father. 100% true, unless she despises her father and she goes and looks for the total opposite, or she looks up on someone that's the total opposite. But what I don't ever hear is that men look for women in the image of his mama. That is 100% true, because I mean, it's factual. Your mama is the first woman you knew. Your daddy, if you had one, is the first man you knew. So you're acclimated to their behavior, their way of doing things. So why wouldn't you go and look for someone in the image of the first man and woman that you knew in this entire world and that raised you or you grew up with, right? I never hear it from men that men choose women in the image of their mother. Unless they despise their mother, they go get the opposite or look up on the opposite. So with that being said, let's look at it. A lot of you men out here that date hoes, and you know that they hoes, and you in the strip club and you fascinated by hoes, what was your mama? Your mama was a hoe. I mean, it is what it is, right? If and this is one of the reasons why we have a lot of promiscuous men, because see, men like to say, oh, you should be, you should have many women, and you should be well versed on sex and different things of that nature, and you're promiscuous, you're a hoe. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. And the problem is that we don't have enough women out here talking like this, right? But if you are a woman that pays attention, and you are a woman that sees both sides of things, and you are a woman that sees the big picture, what you have is these men are hoes. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Women sleep around, what do you call them? A hoe. Okay, so what's a man that sleeps around? A hoe, right? You got a lot of women, a lot of men out here screaming, "Oh, if she's not a virgin, then X, Y, and Z." Okay, if he's not a virgin, then X, Y, and Z. It goes both ways, but we just don't have enough women out here so that the scale is balanced. So right now the scale it's unbalanced, because we have more men running their mouths like bitches, instead of, and men are running their mouths like bitches, and women are out here working and getting that paper and taking care of the kids in the household, right? So anyway, let's go.
When a man knows how to choose a woman, he does not have to worry about divorce. Me, when that woman was giving me 44 years to say, "Now I beat her," I chose that woman. They can go online right now and will not see no response about anything she said. There's no video ever of me speaking bad about this woman, because I take full responsibility for what goes on in my life. That's what men do. So when you step into marriage and you have to doubt the woman that you're with, you've already lost.
Right. You didn't choose the right broad. That means you had doubts about her. So let's see. You had doubts about her, but you still married her. Why? Why? That's a good question. Why would you marry a woman that you had doubts about? There was something about her that drew you to her, obviously kept you to her in order for you to marry her, but those doubts that you had about her are now affecting your marriage. So he's 100% right. If you have any doubts about a woman and you marry her, you have already lost. Okay?
You've already lost. I believe every man that's following the will of the Most High God. Because if I'm not mistaken, God says when you find a wife, you find a good thing. Am I mistaken?
No.
When you find a wife, not shack up with a woman, not have a babies by a woman and not claim her, but when you find a wife, you find a good thing. That's why you have to stop following men like this. He's a shack up man. He shacks up with women. And I know for a fact, he was raised in a single parent household. He's never seen his mother properly loved. This isn't a man. This is a devil in physical form. Brother, what's your name?
What Yada, why you gotta even ask him his name? His name is Demon. I see the demon in him. Look at him. He's the type of demon that doesn't care for the truth, because demons don't want the truth. They want to tell you lies. They want to deceive you. They want to be deceptive. They want to hoodwink, bamboozle you, and lead you astray for their own benefit. But anyway,
What's your name, brother?
You on a
What's your name,
podcast.
brother?
You on a
What's your name,
podcast.
brother?
You
What's
asked
your
me a
name,
question.
brother?
You on a
What's your
podcast
name,
and you don't know
brother?
my name?
What's your name,
You on a
brother?
podcast,
I'm
you
talking
don't know
about the
my name?
demon in you.
No, you on
Not
a
Cooley, the
podcast,
demon
you don't
in
know
you.
my name?
The demon in you. What's your name? The demon in you.
You
But
don't
listen,
know my name? You have
right, yeah, because every demon has a name. Every every demon has a name. So I wonder what the demon's name is that's inside of him, because he definitely has a demon in him.
before
All you speak is emotions. Emotionalism. You are a woman.
Oh,
I'm
praise
speaking
be
to
to
a
God.
woman across
There
the
we
table
go.
right
That's the
now. You're
devil
a
showing.
woman.
That's the demon showing.
What's your name? You started with the
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name, demon? What's your
Well, I would have to first say that the demon in him is a woman. He has a woman demon in him. So let's see what we can name the demon in him. Let's name her oh, what can we name the demon woman in him, because he definitely has a demon woman in him. Let's name her um without giving a name that somebody actually has. Let's call her Tazar. His demon, his female demon's name is Tazar. Okay, Tazar. Watch her.
name?
Across the table.
What's your name, demon?
You're a
What's your
female.
name, demon?
You spoke
It's
about
gonna
only
come.
feelings.
It's coming.
Guys,
It's coming. It's coming.
One second.
It's coming.
You're a weak man.
It's coming.
Guys, hold on, wait. Quick, because
I destroy men like
coming.
And you're gonna see it.
It's coming.
You're gonna see it.
It's
I want to
coming.
make sure we clearly get the answer, because
He never
It's
answered the question.
coming.
should marriage
Look,
be,
emotions.
It's coming.
and yada, just so I can be clear here, should marriage be the ultimate goal
All
for men?
men should strive to marry the woman that they're with. If they don't see that, they should not be with her. Period.
Now, Cool, I do want to give you an opportunity to respond to this. How much of a man's reluctance, or just men in general, their reluctance to get married is based on fear or hurt from past relationships?
I mean, it depends on a man. That's an anecdotal question. But I mean, a few things that he said there. He's talking about the red pill community. I mean, if you look into that, you're speaking about the red pill community and pointing at me. No one said that I'm in that community. So you have this mindset where you hear certain content and then you just put everyone in a box. That's not how it goes. The thing is this, my brother. The red pill, that concept is just based off of truth. When they asked me the question, I spoke truth. I did not speak how I feel. You're a woman, and you're going to get this work now. You are a female. I'm looking at across this table in your eyes. You spoke nothing but feelings. You spoke about, your situation, and that you're a victim, and that, and you still married the woman. Great for you, my friend. Great for you. They asked me a question, and I answered it. I never said I was against marriage or anything like that. I answered it properly and said I'm against the marriage in modernity times. Pre-modernity, it was great because women wasn't really working. They were that incentivization for a woman, it was needed. Currently, right now, there's no need for it.
There's no need for marriage.
You can't even dispute
There's no
my point.
there's no
That is
need
not
for
what
marriage.
I said.
What'd you say?
I said currently, right now, there is no need for the incentivization for women to be incentivized to leave the marriage. They are incentivized to leave the marriage. Would you sign? And now I'm gonna pose the question to you. Would you sign a contract? You seem like a businessman. You're wearing a suit. Would you sign a contract?
Okay, so in this pre-Moderna time that he's talking about, I did a live on that already. And if you've done your research, you would know that in the past, way back when, there was a such thing called what? Common law marriage. I'm going to repeat that. Common law marriage, where two people were joined together minus a marriage contract. They did not have to stand in front of a preacher and get married. They did not have to stand in front of a judge and get married. What bound them together was a mortgage, some bills jointly in their names, right? Um, some form of property, some form of tangible goods, and then also how long they lived together. That was a common law marriage. Okay, now on the other side of common law marriage, there was actual marriage where you got married in a church or you got married in front of a judge. Now, my dear boy, if you do a little research, you don't got to do a whole lot. All you got to do is just a little bit, and it will probably open that big door that's locked to your senses, right? So, back in the day, women that were married and stayed home and did not work, right? They stayed home and they raised the children, and the man brought in the money. Well, what ended up happening was there were some women who went to work, and there were a lot of women who stayed home. So, obviously, the women who went to work had no husbands and they had no children. And so, therefore, they were younger. So what would end up happening is the man would start fucking his secretary, right? Or he'd start fucking the secretary down the hallway. And eventually he would leave his wife. He would leave his wife and he would leave his children. And guess what he would do on the other side of leaving his wife and children? He would take all the money. He would take the car. He would take the money. He would take the house. He would take everything and leave her with no way to fend for herself or the children. Because why? Because she was a stay at home mom with no education and no income and no backup. Sir, this is why spousal support came into play. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, sir. This is why child support came into play, sir. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because after this woman gave this man all of her youth, had maybe two, three, four kids for him, lost her shape, no education, no job skills, he would find a younger woman and then dump his family to go live a fantasy existence with his new broad. Sir. Okay. Now, with a common law marriage, I don't need to repeat myself because it was the same thing that was happening with common law marriages. After the man used the woman for her youth and her womb and made sure that she didn't have an education, she didn't have any job skills, what would he do? He would leave her for the secretary that he was fucking. Okay. He wanted to start a new life. His home life all of a sudden got boring because he found himself a fun girl, a girl that would fuck in the office, that would fuck in the bathroom, that would fuck in the car. So in essence, he would leave his family to go marry a hoe. Well, I can't even call her a hoe. It's disrespectful to hoes. He went and married his whore, or his what we call her today now, his side chick. His concubine, his whatever, his mistress, and that left women and the children with nothing because he didn't give a fuck about the kids, sir. So, what ended up happening with the common law marriage, since it was recognized as a marriage, even without a marriage license and not have been married in front of a preacher or in a courthouse, they still had to file for a divorce. Why, sir? Because they had to split the resources. You got the mortgage, the home in both names. You got the car in both names. You got the bank account in both names. And in order for there to be fairness, they had to file for a divorce. So eventually, they did away with the common law marriage. There's no such thing anymore, sir. We are not bringing that back. Any smart woman would not just lay up in a house with a man and not get married. Although you have a lot of women that do so, and it's probably because she don't want to get married. Women that are serious about getting married will not shack up with a man for more than 2 years. 2 years is enough time to get to know a man, to see if you like him, to see if you love him, to see if you can deal with him for the rest of your life. As a matter of fact, it takes a year to fully get to know someone, know all their good habits and bad habits, and their likes and their dislikes, and everything under the sun about this man, his friends, his family. It takes a good year to come full circle and to see if, what you've discovered about this man you can deal with, and vice versa. If a man is with you for more than 2 years and he has not married you, he don't like you, ma'am. If you are with a woman for 2 years plus and you ask her to marry you and she tells you no, she don't like you, sir. So all this uh a marriage license gives a woman an incentive to get a divorce. No, it gives her an incentive to get married because it provides some type of security that this man cannot just get up, walk away, and not have to pay for you staying home, cleaning, cooking, labor pains, dirty diapers, nasty floors, shitty toilets, pissy drawers. She want to get paid for her time. Otherwise, we're not getting married, sir, or we're not going to be together, sir. That's a smart woman. So, what this man is talking about, this little boy, Cooley High School, it's a bunch of BS. And any woman that's listening to you and following anything you have to say, she's just slow. Too slow. I mean, slow, slow. Because we are way past that. Okay? But let's finish.
That the other party is incentivized to break it.
Brother,
Answer it, yes or no.
Brother,
Don't give me your feelings.
Like you said, I am a businessman, a great businessman. And I understand that family is the first business. I'm speaking, brother. You're shaking your head already.
You ain't answer the question,
You're talking about feminine traits. Shaking your head already. You're shaking your head already.
Females
brother,
avoid questions.
I'm speaking, brother. I'm speaking.
Yes or no?
You're showing feminine traits again. I listened to you. I did not cut you off. Not once. Not once. Control the panties. Please control the panties.
Hey, bro, come on.
Control the
panties. Little Ninja Turtle over here talking about
it.
control the panties. I'm about to get Master Splinter in here to correct you, brother. Chill out, man. You sound silly.
Go ahead, Yada.
So that's how you know you're dealing with a severely immature man when he wants to now stop using his words and start using his hands and feet. Right? This is the kind of man that you will start off arguing with and you will eventually fight. You'll end up fighting with him because he loses control. He doesn't know how to be respectful, very, very, very disrespectful. He starts calling names and different things of that nature. And this is how you deflect from not getting your way. See, this is the little Cesar demon in him, the little female demon in him. He wasn't getting his way. He wasn't getting the question answered the way he wanted it answered. So he started throwing a tantrum, right? Stick a pacifier in his mouth. He needs to be consoled because now he's getting angry. He's angry. He wants to fight, okay? Because he feels like that's the only way he's gonna win is if he puts hands and feet instead of using his words, right? I can't win with my words, so but I think I got a good shot with my hands and feet, right? That's what immature little boys do, boys that are still in the learning phase of becoming a man and dealing with people on a verbal level instead of a physical level. See, there comes a time in a man's life where, yes, it is very, very, very factual that you need to know how to put hands and feet on somebody, but that's only to protect, um, not to use to win if it's not a physical altercation that began in the first place. So that's how you know he has not come into his manhood yet. You know, you have to be able to stand toe to toe. And let me just say this. You see, this is how you know that this man himself is not even ready for marriage. Because a man that has a wife, he could just have a wife and no kids, or maybe he got a wife and some kids. And he gets into a verbal altercation with a man and doesn't know how to keep it verbal and it goes to blows. What happens? He ends up in jail, right? Now you have just destroyed your home life because you couldn't control yourself as a man. It means that you're fighting for your manhood and winning a battle was more important than your family, right? More important than your family. And that's how you know you're dealing with a little boy. Same thing with a girl, with a woman. If she can't use her words to bring clarity to a situation and she gets angry and she got some kids and a husband at home, a home life, and she can't control herself and she gets physical, it means that her proving that she was a woman and wanting to win was more important than her family and her home life. This is how you know when you aren't dealing with mature individuals, and you should stay far, far, far away from them. Okay.
Brother, again, family is the first business. If I'm stepping into a business to make money and I don't think the business partner I'm with is beneficial to me, I will not do business.
Hallelujah. Do not do business with him or her. Family is the first business. Okay.
With that person. Do you understand?
You again, the cyber.
Oh, the demon showing
You
again.
didn't. You
The
didn't answer
demon.
the
I just
question.
told
You
you.
didn't answer the question.
Family is the first
Family is business.
business.
So
If
you will
I
sign a
have to
contract.
question, marriage is a contract,
Yeah,
brother.
but that
Marriage is a
business, they are
contract.
incentivized.
Marriage
Your wife
is
right
a
now, she's
contract.
incentivized to
Marriage,
leave you.
marriage.
See, so also, this young man has abandonment issues, right? He has abandonment issues because if you're with a woman that you are supposed to love and that you have married, there should be no material item that can turn you against her. As a man, if you have your shit together and you know that, hey, take the car, I can get another one. You go ahead, I want you're weaker than me. You're not you have your resources are limited if we break up. So I want you to be able to function fully without me. You because you have the kids. So go ahead, you take the car or take your car. I'll go ahead and move out because I don't want to displace the children from their room in their home environment that they're used to. I can go get a bachelor's pad. Okay. How much money do you need? Or I'll continue to support you and the children until you can find gainful employment and get on your feet. And even then, if you still need my help financially, I will help you. That is a man that loves a woman, even though the marriage didn't work out. If you have it in your mind that if this bitch leaves me, I ain't giving her shit. You know what that says? It says that you didn't like her in the first fucking place. You did not like her in the first place, and you were only using her to serve a benefit that you had. Either it was to say you have a wife, either it is to have her cooking and cleaning and giving you BJs, or you didn't want anyone else to have her because you knew she is a good catch and you are jealous of her. But a man that decides to make a woman his wife loves her no matter what, no matter if we're together, no matter if we break up. I still want to see you on the upside of things. But when you're dealing with a little boy, he's worried about his money. And I'm going to tell you one of the main reasons why black men are so worried about their money is because they a goddamn lie when they say it flows in like water. It means that they're holding on to every little crumb that they can because they have it in the back of their minds that they might need it. Even though they'll go blow it on some hoes and clothes and video games and alcohol and partying, right? They don't mind doing that. But that is because they feel as if they're spending it on themselves. They're benefiting from it. They don't see giving their money for somebody else to spend a benefit for them, right? Because that is the definition of a selfish man. He's not doing anything but thinking about his money and thinking about how to keep it away from you and make sure that he is the only one happy with his money. Hmm? Okay.
Marriage is a
She'll get
contract,
half.
brother. If my woman left me, she deserves more than half, brother. That's
That's
my
great, but she's still
woman.
incentivized.
Again, if I'm stepping into a relation based off fear, I have no business being in a relationship. Feminine traits. Control yourself, brother.
Not feminine traits
Control
at all.
yourself,
So
brother.
you mean to tell me what is
Oh
marriage
goodness.
marriage is from the biblical
Oh goodness,
perspective, right?
brother.
So that means that let's just take it back. Let's just take it back even further than pre-modernity, right? So at the end of the day, marriage is a covenant between the man, the woman, and God. There were
That's what you call common law. That's a common law marriage. When there's no contract, it's a common law marriage. We're not doing it that way anymore. Your togetherness is not recognized. Okay? You can't file jointly on your taxes. You can buy a home together. You can buy a car together. You can do all those things together, but guess what, partner? You still gonna end up in court. You're gonna end up in civil court as if you're getting a divorce because now you have to split the money from the home 50-50. You have to split what you owe on the car 50-50. If you give her the car, she's going to have to pay for it. If she gives you the car, you're going to have to pay for it. If the car is already paid off, then if she gets the car, she's going to have to pay you for it. If you get the car, you're going to have to pay her for it. If you sell the car, you're going to have to split the you're going to have to split the revenue 50-50. So either way it goes, partner, you will end up in a contractual relationship, whether it's the car contract or whether it's the mortgage contract. Sir, hello? Is anybody listening? Okay. Just want to make sure.
Any contracts that was made to incentivize women to leave the man during when marriage first came about. There wasn't anything like this. So I'm not against marriage. I think you still don't understand my point. And I'm not saying not to get into marriage because of fear. I'm just stating what's true. You're using feelings again. So what is true? Would you sign a contract that someone is incentivized?
You just
to break
said you're
it?
not talking about fear, but you keep on saying, "Oh, she can take half and she can leave you, brother."
No.
Let's hold on, brother.
That isn't fear.
Hold on.
Okay, so let's do this. It's a factual fear. It's a factual fear. Okay. Yes, the woman can leave you and you will have to provide her some benefit according to how the marriage worked. If she stayed home and didn't work, gave up her career for you, and became your cook, your maid, and your whore all in one breath, you're gonna have to pay her for that, because now what's she supposed to do? What is she supposed to do? You're going to have to pay her until she gets on her feet. It's only right, because if you had not have married her in the first place, she wouldn't be in the situation that she's in, partner. It's your fault that she's in the situation she's in. You put her in that situation. You wanted her in that situation. And now you done found another little skank to run around with. And now all of a sudden you want to try to leave her the way you found her. No, you cannot do that, because she probably would have been more and then some had you not married her. Okay, so she has to reap some benefit and be able to take care of herself after the marriage. And if you can't see it like that, then you are a very, very, very disgusting individual, because you're more concerned about your money that you can't take to the grave with you. You're more concerned about your money that you're going to recover from having given to her. You're going to recover, but you have a fear of not recovering. You have a fear of giving a portion of your wealth to someone who is well deserving, especially if she gave up her life for you, if she gave up her opportunity to have a career, if she gave up her opportunity to have a man even in better standing of you. She gave up her womb to 2, 3, 4 kids. And you, as a man, supposedly taking care of a family and managing a work life, you think that she shouldn't reap some type of benefit for all that she's given to you? She's given you her life and you don't want it anymore. So now you're just going to throw her away with nothing? Oh, you're on crack. You're on crack, and you should never ever have a wife ever never again. You should be a single man, and the only sexual pleasure you should be getting is from the people called left and right palm. Okay, you don't even deserve a prostitute. You don't even deserve to pay for it, because you mean to tell me you'll pay for a prostitute, but you won't pay your ex-wife? Make it make sense. You'll pay for a prostitute that has never done anything beneficial for you except for get a nut off. And after the nut is off, that's it. She ain't cooked for you. She ain't cleaned for you. She hasn't washed any of your clothes. She hasn't bore any of your children. She hasn't done. All she did was give you some sex, and you think that she's more deserving of money than this woman who put in all this time, effort, hard work, and gave up her life. Oh, you on crack. You're on crack, or you drunk or something. Or I mean, you got about 50 bolts loose in your brain, if you ever even had some bolts holding your brain together in the first place, sir. Okay, Cooley High School.
Fact.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. No, you're giving your opinion, brother.
No,
No. Stop.
That is a fact.
Stop.
Please
Are you
refute
married?
my point.
Are you married?
Please refute.
Are you married?
I'm not married. No.
Okay, so how can you speak on this, brother? You're not
Okay.
qualified to even open your mouth
I'm
right
not
now.
qualified.
You're not qualified
Marriage-
to open your mouth right now. You're
I'll let
not
you get it out.
married.
Okay, so marriage is a relationship. So
Oh,
marriage
God,
is
here we
under
go.
the umbrella of a relationship.
Oh,
So
man.
therefore, since someone doesn't have a title, that doesn't even make no sense. That's a logical fallacy. That's the appeal to authority fallacy, which means
Oh,
that
here we go.
you could say that, well, bro, you don't have a certificate.
Sir, sir, sir. Marriage is a display of self discipline. I'm going to say it again. Marriage is a display of self control, self discipline. It means that you have disciplined your little head to stay either in your pants, or to stay either in the home, or to stay inside your wife only. Okay? I'll say it again. Marriage is a display of self discipline, right? So if you're not married, you're single. If you're not married, you're single. I don't care how long you've been living with your man or your wife, or your man or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I don't care how long y'all been living together. If you're not married, you're single. So you got two single people living together. And this is why a lot of these men want to go 50-50, because in his mind, he's a single man. I'm not married. A lot of these married men that want to go 50-50, they want to be single in their minds. So therefore, when a man marries a woman, it's supposed to show that he is ready to settle down and be with one woman, manage a household, manage a family, manage finances, manage basically resources. And he is going to do it for that family only. And it means that he's going to be faithful. It means that he's going to love one woman. He's going to be in love with one woman. It means that he's fallen in love with one woman. It means that he appreciates one woman. It means that he only wants one woman in his bed. It means he only wants one woman raising his children. When a man gets married and he cheats, it means he wasn't ready. Because once you get married and you cheat, baby boy, for the woman, the marriage is done. Now, she might not leave you, she might not divorce you, but I'll tell you one thing, she hates you. And the only reason that she's staying is because of her heart, and maybe because of the children, and maybe because she doesn't have an education, maybe because she doesn't have any job skills. There are a number of reasons why a woman stays with a man after he cheats. She don't want another woman to have him. She doesn't want to lose against the woman he cheated with. But it does not mean she still loves you or she's still in love with you. It just sometimes means that if she had the finances, she would leave. And that's particularly what a divorce grants her. It grants her the finances to be able to leave your sneaky, slick, sly, cheating ass. Okay. So this is what these men don't want. They don't want to marry the woman. They want to shack up with her so that if she decides to leave because he cheated, because 9 times out of 10, when a woman leaves a relationship, it's because the man cheated or because there's domestic violence. And usually, if there's domestic violence, he's cheating, right? So they don't want her to be able to leave and get financial benefits from him, which she deserves, so that she can get on her feet and then eventually let your ass go for good. So, actually, what not marrying a woman does is it actually incentivizes her to stay, because if she leaves, she won't get anything unless she goes out and gets on her feet and does it on her own. And even in that instance, what does the man do? He still tries to trip her up because he doesn't want her to go and find somebody better than him, or he doesn't want her to gain her freedom so she can go fuck Tom, Dick, and Harry, which she rightly deserves to do. So I will say this while I'm talking. Ladies, go out there and fuck Tom, Dick, and Harry, because I guarantee you he's fucking Jane, Leslie, and Sue. And he's not going to stop. So why should you miss out on the joys of sex with multiple partners, have multiple good experiences, multiple good orgasms from multiple different men? Why shouldn't you do that when that's what he's doing? Hmm? Okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
So you can't speak on this.
What?
What are you speaking about? So, Mina, tell me, let's test your logic real quick. If someone is a mechanic and they have 15 years of experience, but they never got their certificate, 15 years of experience. The other person, they have 1 year of experience, but they got their certificate. Who do you think is better at fixing your car?
If I have,
Who do you think is better at fixing your car? Answer the question.
Listen.
Okay, I want to answer that question. Y'all, to kick back really quick, let me answer this question. I'm gonna bring it to I'm gonna bring it to the nursing, to the nursing field, the nursing world. We had a time not long ago where we had a lot of nurses who had fake nursing licenses, which means they have been practicing for, some of them have been practicing nursing for a long time, and their license was fake. And then, of course, we had nurses in the field that we are actually licensed, and we've been tried and shown that we the truth, right? The difference is that those nurses who had fake educational documents and fake and was able to get a license, it means that their education wasn't tried. Their skills weren't built, right? They didn't pass any tests. They didn't learn anything. What they learned how to do was take a test in order to pass the State Board of Nursing, right? Which invalidated their license. Now, us nurses that actually went through nursing school, who had to study, who had to do hands-on practice, who had to, who studied for State Board, who had to be tried and proven to be the truth by their instructors, right? The difference is that we have the educational background to back it up, where the other nurses didn't. They just had some great test taking skills, and they passed along the questions to fellow fakers in order to pass the test, right? Or they winged it and closed their eyes and chose C, and closed their eyes and chose D, right? Now, when we bring it back to the mechanic sense, okay, just like nursing, we have people's lives in our hands. There should be no one who has not been educated properly and having passed the state board, having passed multiple tests to test their knowledge, their retention of knowledge, their comprehension of the knowledge, so on and so forth. There's no reason why those types of nurses, fake nurses, should even be allowed to touch an individual on a medical in a medical aspect. Same thing with a mechanic. A mechanic has people's lives in their hands. When someone does your brakes and they are licensed, you know that this person is tried and has been proven to be the truth. With a mechanic, there's a lot of mechanics that do know how to do brakes. They do know how to work on cars. However, if that person does something wrong to your car and you have an accident, you only can sue that person. You can't sue the company, right? There are a lot of excellent mechanics out here that don't have mechanic licenses, but they should. The one thing that is missing in those mechanics is the dangers, right? In nursing, we learn the dangers of fucking up in areas of nursing. We could kill somebody. Same thing with a mechanic. And if you don't have a license, oh my God, and you kill somebody, oh my God, you going to jail. You going to jail, right? So yes, you can have the experience and be an excellent person for the job. However, you also have to retain this license, which means you have to be on your best behavior, which means you have to do things right at all times. A mechanic without a license can be like, oh well, she asked me to do it. She asked me to do it. She saw me working on my car and she asked me to do it. Same thing with a marriage. You have to know the ups and downs, the ins and outs under the guise of being married, not under the guise of being in just a relationship, because you can walk away from that relationship at any time. You can walk away from a marriage at any time, but this is a little bit different because you're supposed to claim to have fallen in love and love that person and want to be with them until death do us part. You behave differently when you're married. There's a certain behavior that goes along with being married if you're truly married. Sometimes you can marry a man and you the only one married and he's still out there with Jane, Sue, Mary, and Sally. He's not married. You got married. He didn't get married. He just recited some words and signed a piece of paper. But he's still going out there to live his single life. So, in essence, when you get married, it means you're truly serious about this person. You can know tricks of the trade. You can know tricks of a relationship. You can know tricks on how to get the woman to stay. You can know tricks on how to get the woman to leave. You can know tricks on how to make her happy. You can know tricks on how to make her unhappy. But the fact still remains, it's different because you're not doing that under the guise of being married. Right? There's a difference. If you just have a boyfriend that you've been staying with for years and you break up with him, people are going to be like, oh, they broke up. But it's like you can be married and for a long period of time, and then you get a divorce and everybody's like, what? They got a divorce? Oh my God. You see the different reactions? So you're going to react differently in a relationship than you do in a marriage. So no, sir, you're not qualified to speak on the things that happen within a marriage, right? Tax wise, Usually when a man and a woman is shacking up, one of them owns the home, right? Usually the woman is the one that owns the home, and this nigga done came to stay with her. The car is only in her name. Okay. Sometimes the bills are only in her name. He might get a little cable bill and internet bill so he can play his video games and watch his football games on Sunday, but that ain't shit. That's one bill. It ain't in his name. So he can walk away at any time. But when you have a marriage, both of you are on the home, on the mortgage. So you tend to carry yourselves differently as a married couple. Both of your names are on the car. So you guys tend to drive the car differently, right? Both of your names are on the electric bill, gas bill, light bill, Mr. and Mrs. That's how your mail comes to the home, Mr. and Mrs. It don't come Miss Jennifer Banks and and Tommy Thought. It's different. It's a different feeling. You're as one. Things come as one. Things don't come as two. So there is a difference in behavior. And if you're not married, you don't know what that behavior is. So you are not qualified to speak on it. I don't give a damn if you've been with somebody for 20 years. It just means that she was 20 years a fool. Sir. Okay. I hope y'all understand that.
Listen, you're not making sense. You're not making sense again.
You committed a logical fallacy.
Your feminine traits are showing again.
Bro,
again.
Let's keep the
You're gonna lose this debate, bro. Because you're speaking from feels. You already lost.
So Cooley, do you consider there to be any benefit to marriage for men?
Spoons, they're at.
Well, let me ask the question this way. I'll bring the question and pose it to
stuttering.
him. No one's stuttering.
No, you don't have to ask me no questions, brother.
Okay, so this debate, I also want to say, was unfair. This guy got to speak way more than Yada. They gave this guy more rope than they gave Yada. This guy had a bigger voice. They let him speak. They pretty much think the same way this guy thinks. Yada is a unicorn in this situation, so of course he's not going to get fair treatment, right? So he can be asked a question and not answer it directly. He can change it, rearrange it, slap it, flip it, rub it down, and do what he want to do. But when it comes to Yada got to be direct with a direct yes or no answer. So, I mean, what? Go figure.
I'll pose the question to the entire audience in the conversation. What benefit does a marriage? I mean, there's a few benefits that marriages get, that men get in marriage, and that's okay, tax benefits and multiple other benefits. But as far as signing the paper, because we got to differentiate the two. Marriage, being married in a covenant under a church, under religion or God and stuff like that, yeah, it's spiritual. It's many benefits as far as spiritual benefits, of course. But if we're speaking about it, if we take that part away and we're speaking about it just signing the contract, the only other benefit is some tax benefits. Other than
no, sir. See, this guy hates women. I think this guy, I think he likes men. I think he undercover likes men, because the benefit of signing a contract, signing a wedding, getting a wedding license, and then getting married. This says that this is my wife. This is not my girlfriend. This is my wife. What benefits come with having a wife is respect as a man. Okay? But Black men, they don't see it as a sign of respect or of getting respect or being respected. They see getting respect and being respected as laying down with as many men, many women, maybe men and women as they can. That's manhood to a black man. Fucking bitches. Manhood to every other race is taking on a wife. It means that there is a woman out there who trusts in your leadership. She trusts in everything that you are. She trusts that you're going to protect her, take care of her, nurture her, love her, provide for her. There's someone that actually trusts you in that shape, form, and fashion. If that ain't respect, I don't know what it is. If that's not gaining, if that's not being a man and having respect, being respected as a married man, as a mature individual who's taking care of real life responsibilities, man, what you get from a wife is you get respected. You don't get respect because you shacking up with Lakeisha. Who cares? Look, they don't even know that Lakeisha is your wife. Lakeisha could be your sister. Lakeisha could be your auntie or something. You know, they don't know. But when you got that ring on your finger, and then your wife pull up and she got her ring on her finger, you're respected as a couple. You guys are leading each other astray. Like Yada said, if you have a fear that the woman you're with is going to try to take you for everything that you have, it means that you really don't like her and you should not be with her at all. Because a woman, if you fear that she's gonna divorce you and take everything you have, baby boy, I'll tell you, some women don't even wait for that. They'll go in your wallet and disappear. They'll take all your jewels, all your rings, all your money. They'll take your TV. These bitches will drive away with your car. Play with it. So these trust and believe, these women don't have to wait to marry you to rob you, if that's what you're trying to say. Get it together.
And that, what benefit does a marriage? What?
So
What benefits a man?
Let me do
Let me
this.
just finish real
Okay,
quick. My point.
Got it.
The question that I'm posing is, what benefit does a man get in a marriage that he already doesn't get in a relationship?
And that's my point exactly. After 2 years, if this man, I'm not saying go, get married, tomorrow with somebody you just met. Give him 2 years. If he is not marrying you in 2 years, then stop the benefits. Leave. Because what they always tell us, our biological clock is running down. Our time to be desired by men goes fast. So why, if you are a woman that wants to get married, why would you spend 4 or 5 years, 10 years on a man and he hasn't married you? Why would you give him the best years of your life? Why? Why? Because he cute? Why? Because he paying some bills? Why? Why? You never get the respect as a wife. Nobody respects a girlfriend. Oh, that's your girlfriend. Oh, okay. How you doing, man? Oh, that's your wife. Oh, well, hello. How are you? Okay. See, you got you a good one, huh? Right. And when she enters the room, she doesn't enter as some girlfriend. She enters the room, and her wife aura just shines. That rock on her finger, no matter how big it is or how small it is, it shines. It says that this woman is respected. It says, wow. It says a lot about her. Damn, he married her. She must be something special. Wow. Women gain a lot of respect from being married as well. It says to men, damn, we got another good one off the market. We got another good one off the market. It lets him know she is off limits. So he shouldn't even be coming at her. It affords her uh it affords her an invisible army around her. That ring is an invisible army around her that says to men, if you fuck with her, somebody's coming after your ass. That's what it says. Okay? If you disrespect her and call her out of her name, somebody's coming for your ass. Okay? And they not coming to play because that's his wife. That's the woman he loves. That's the woman he's with. That's the woman he cherishes. Right? Same difference for a man. When a married man walks in a room with his ring on, he has an aura of masculinity around him. It says, "Dang, she snagged him." Oh, we got another brother off the market. Right? When he walks into a room full of men as a married man, it tells all those men that he found the one, that someone actually respected him enough to say yes. And it means that his woman, his wife, is off limits to all you men in the room. Because if she was just your girlfriend, I tell you, you can have 10 men in the room, at least 3 of them are going to shoot they shot. Because why? Because you ain't married. That's only your girlfriend. She can be stolen from you. No strings, you ain't got no strings attached. If she decided to go with him at that moment and leave all the shit that y'all got, that she got in that wherever it is y'all live, and she gonna go with him, she can go with just the clothes on her back and her purse and her ID and be gone. But when it comes to a wife, you know that you will eventually have to see her again because she got to get a divorce and she got to show up in court. You know that even though she left with that man, she can't marry him. He can't marry her unless she divorces him. Now, it's nothing about it. It doesn't take much to file, but there's just a certain around being married that Cooley High School doesn't seem to understand. So I say this to him: play around. I say this to all black men that's not married. Play around. I say this to married men. Play around if you want to. But I also say this to unmarried women. You play around. I'll say this to married women. You play around because once he cheats, where's the fucking marriage? Where is it? It's down the drain. It's been flushed down the toilet with the condom he used on that broad, if he used one. Okay? So, no. Don't be giving away your life to a man that's not faithful. Don't be giving away your life to a man that really truly does not love you, because if he did, he wouldn't be cheating on you. Women, don't give your lives to these men. They don't appreciate it. Single mothers, don't give blowjobs to these men. They don't appreciate it. If they're going to have you for recreational use, honey, minus all the things that's afforded to a husband. Don't even let the motherfucker come to your house. Either you go to his house or let him rent a room. Don't give him the luxuries of not having to come out the pocket with some type of resource in order to be with you. Either you're gonna use his house as the resource, or he gonna have to rent a room as the resource. Don't invite him to your house. Don't have him around your kids. Don't do any of those things if he does not want to be in a relationship with you. Treat the men how they treating you. Hump and dump. Bye. You don't want to see me no more. Okay, that's fine. I'll just go find me another nigga to fuck. I hate to put it like that, but you know, it's the truth. It's the truth. What are you what are you sitting at home trying to be a good girl for? These men don't want you. Go out there and live your life and have some fun. Now I'm not saying do all that in 10 days, but you know, if a man come around, he come around. If he come around and turn around and go the other way, he came around, turned around and went the other way. You still were able to do your thing, have your fun. I'm not saying, you know, do do all these men in a year, but I'm just saying, you know, don't go out there looking to be promiscuous. But hey, if you see a gentleman that you like and he knows how to treat you and he's treating you like he's supposed to, even though you know it's not gonna go anywhere, go out and have you some damn fun. Fuck these niggas and what they got to say. They on some bullshit. They dick is plenty wet. Okay, so we're not gonna play these games.
Okay, bro. Now listen to me, brother. You
You
said this
you gonna
spiritual. You
answer that
said the
question
spirit.
or
You
no?
said that. I'm not gonna answer the way you want me to, but I'm gonna answer
Okay,
it. Thank
cool.
you so much.
Got it.
You say the spiritual aspect. Take that away. You can't take it away. When you're doing business at a high level, clearly this is not a business, man. He's a TikToker. I get it. But when you're doing business at a high level, the first thing the person asks you is, "Are you married? Come to dinner. Bring your wife." That value.
And the reason why they say come to dinner and bring your wife is because those types of men respect their wives enough to take them with them. Those are pretty much, I mean, I can't say that all of them, but pretty much those men that say bring your wife, I'm bringing mine, because it turns into a husband wife thing. If these men are going to introduce their wives to anyone, that bitch got to be married. She has to be accountable to somebody, right? She has to have somebody at home helping her make decisions about what she's gonna do for the day. You understand what I'm saying? She got somebody at home that's giving her that's holding her accountable to certain things. And that's pretty much a woman that's not going to be ripping and running the streets and hitting on men and dating, you know, all types of men and things of that nature. This is why they want you to come to dinner and bring your wife. They don't want you bringing no girlfriend. They don't want some single broad putting ideas in their wives' heads. They don't want their wives thinking about going and dating again. No, I'm dating my wife. That's why I'm bringing her with me, because just because we got married, it doesn't mean the dating stopped. It doesn't mean the romance stopped. It doesn't mean the flowers stopped. It doesn't mean the candy stopped. It doesn't mean the gifts stopped just because she's my wife. I want my wife around me. I'm not marrying her to sit her at home in a fucking Cinderella dress, never to take her out to have fun. No, my wife is going with me. This is a wife husband thing. We don't want no single men here, and we don't want no single women here. We want everyone to have some in the room to have some type of integrity. We're not shacking up, bringing our girlfriends around. Okay, even when those married men do sneak out the backyard, they not sneaking out the backyard to take the bitch down the street to the bodega and show everybody that he cheating on his wife. No, they take the bitch to a room and they bed her down and then they send her on her way and then they go back home. They're not seen in public with these women. So no, you don't take an escort with you to a married gathering. You don't take an escort, like bullshit Kevin Samuels was talking about. You don't take an escort with you to a business dinner. Unless and you don't take an escort with you to a business dinner and she done fucked every man in the room. Not unless you having dinner with a bunch of crooks. Okay. So no, yes, come to dinner and bring your wife. And sometimes they'll say, you'll say, "Oh, I don't have a wife." And then he'll say, they might say, "Well, come to dinner anyway." But look at it from this standpoint. They don't want no single men that's handsome, long and strong, with no wife around their wives. They want to know that he's being held accountable by someone. So it's big, baby boy. You just don't understand because you out here trying to make money and you're sending the wrong messages. You're sending the wrong messages. So it's bigger and it's deeper. But you're young, you got mommy issues, you're easy. I can tell you're easily influenced. So you're not going to put out the true message. And it might be your message, but it shows what level what level your mentality is on. It's on a very low level. And what it says that you are used to dealing with a lot of low hanging fruit, sir. See, when you stop when you stop picking up fruit off the ground, when you stop getting fruit the easy way, hanging low on a tree, and get a ladder, and you got to climb to get some of the best fruit, you'll understand. But right now, you're on a low mentality level, and you're dealing with low hanging fruit, meaning you're dealing with women who are low minded, who are materialistically driven. You're not dealing with women that are actually looking for a husband. What you're describing is a gold digger, someone who will only marry you to get to your money. But we're not talking about the women that have integrity, the women that are marrying you because, yes, they fell in love with you. Women that married you because, yes, they like you, because they believe in you as a provider and a protector and a family man, right? There's a difference, sir. And once you quit dealing with these low hanging fruit women, you'll see the difference and you'll be enlightened, right? What you're dealing with is you're dealing with women that are crooks, okay? Because a woman, a real woman, wouldn't go into a marriage without a backup plan so that she don't need a man for his money. Whether she got daddy's money or she can go live with mommy and daddy if her marriage doesn't work out, she don't need you, playboy. She got her family. Or she got her education and she got her job experience, and she can just go find a job and leave you to your money. Now, see, these are the women that married men hold on to. Women that can survive without them, right? These are the men that are on their best behaviors, the ones that do marry women that they do love and that she can be self-sufficient without him. So, and he doesn't want her to leave. So it causes him, it's incentives for him to be on his best behavior. Okay. She can survive without me. So therefore, if I want to keep her, I need to be on my best behavior. Okay. Those are the men that are still bringing you flowers and chocolate and giving you basically the world because they love you and they don't want you to leave them. They want you to stay forever. Okay. So Once you stop dealing with the low hanging fruit women of the society, your mind will be elevated and enlightened. Those thoughts about her leaving you and taking half of the money that you don't have will be gone. They'll be null and void, right? And then in Yada's aspect, if you appreciate woman, if you see her as the prize, if you want to see her happy, you want to take care of her, you want to provide for her, you're going to do all that despite whether she has a backup plan or not. Matter of fact, you're going to appreciate that she doesn't have a backup plan, because this is your opportunity to show her how much of a man that you are, how much you're going to take care of her, how much you're going to provide for her, how much you're going to love her, how much you're going to cherish her. Okay? So, a woman that doesn't have a backup plan, that gets married and her husband loves her to death and will do anything for her to keep her happy. That's a hell of a man. That's a hell of a man. Knowing that if she left, she wouldn't have nothing. And he's taking damn good care of her. That's a hell of a man. But I'm just saying, you know.
Validates how consistent a man can be, how trustworthy a man can be. No real man is going to shack up with a woman and not make sure she's properly taken care of if he passes away. So if Cooley built a lot of wealth and he's with a woman and he dies, guess what's going to happen? Guess who's going to get the wealth? Not the woman that he's been shacking up with.
Oh, that's a lie. You can do all of that
Oh,
without
here
signing
here
a
we-
piece of
here
paper.
we
You
go.
can
Come
put
on,
someone
bring
on
it.
your will. You can make a woman a
Typical-
beneficiary. Listen, let me answer the
Oh, I
question.
can't wait.
So what I'm
Come
telling
on.
you is
Mhm.
what you just said is a lie.
Come
So
on, come on, come
there's you just said that. Well,
Come on.
what's in it gonna what is the wife gonna
on.
benefit from this marriage if he happens to die?
Mhm.
Well, he could still put her on.
Okay, he can do all that. But what you're saying, Cooley, is that, and it's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid what you're saying. Because if he's going to do all that as an unmarried man, why wouldn't he be able to do that as a married man? What's really preventing him? If you're going to put the bitch in your will, you gonna put the bitch on your house, you gonna put the bitch on your car, you gonna put the bitch on your bank account. What's the fuck difference? Why won't you marry her? That's kind of stupid. Why would you even give a woman that you're not? Why would you even put a woman on as a beneficiary on your life insurance policy or in your will, and you're not married to her? That's real fucking stupid. Just get married. Duh. These men want the ability, ladies, to walk away from you and to be able to strip you of everything, because he can put you on all that shit. He could put you on all that shit tomorrow. But if he could put you on all that shit on Tuesday, and then on Thursday decide to leave you and take you off all that shit. And what do you have? Fucking nothing. Don't fall for that shit either. Huh? I'll say it again. He can put you in his will. He can put you on his insurance policy. He can put you on his bank account. He can put you on his car. But just like he put you on, he can take you off with and with no repercussions. So, like I said, on Tuesday, you will be the life insurance beneficiary. You will be the beneficiary of the money that's left in the bank account. You will be the beneficiary of the car. But if that motherfucker decides to leave, guess what he can do? All he got to do is write your ass out the will, take you off the car, take you off the mortgage. He don't even have to take you off the bank account. He could just drain that fucker to where it's $1 left in there, nothing left in there. He could close the motherfucker and be gone. On Tuesday, you will be one of the happiest women in the world because you know that you are secure and taken care of if he die. And then on Thursday, you the most miserablest bitch in the world because he done took you off of everything and left your ass, and it ain't shit you can do about it. You can't ask for a dime. You can't request a dime. You can't sue for a dime. I'm not about to play these games with these niggas. I'm telling you, y'all got to use your brains. Listen, these men think they're slick. You're not slick. Here we go.
On the will, he can still make her a beneficiary. He can do all of these things without actually signing that paper. Also, right, if he is in a relationship with a woman, he can still protect and provide for that woman. If he
Now, see, here's the thing with that. Now, let's go on back to who? Anna Nicole Smith. Y'all remember Anna Nicole Smith, the blonde bombshell who came from a trailer park family, who married a billionaire, right? What he do? He put her on the paperwork, and what happened? What had happened was what had happened was is the son contested it, and she didn't see a dime. I don't even know if it was still being contested when she died, but once she died, there was no more need to to go after it, attest it, because it automatically went to the son. So no, ladies, there's no guarantees. Stop letting these men fool you to get in your drawers as much as they want to. Make these fools marry you if he is fit to be married. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. They just don't want to be married because they want to be able to walk away from you and leave you with nothing as a punishment or as revenge or as a get back for you leaving them because they cheated or because they did some dumb shit that you no longer agree with. Stop giving these niggas blowjobs that ain't your husband. Stop giving these niggas threesomes that ain't your husband. Stop letting these niggas drive your cars. Stop inviting these niggas over to your house. Stop cooking for them. Bake them a pie every now and again. Who knows? Just be sweet. You do something like that. Stop. I mean, if you are, and I'm saying this to say, if you are trying to be in a relationship with this guy, and you're in a relationship with this guy, and after 2 years he's not marrying you, call it quits. If you're dating him and you're dating with the intentions of him asking you to be his girlfriend, because remember, you're not his woman unless he asks you. I mean, people just dating they just with these guys, and he ain't even asked them. He ain't even asked her to be his girlfriend. Eddie, did you ask somebody to be your girlfriend? Hold on. I just want to make sure that's still how it's done. So yeah, ladies, that's still how it's being done. They have to ask you to be their girlfriend. If they didn't ask you to be their girlfriend, you're not their girlfriend. You're just somebody that they're screwing for a long, long, long time. Interesting.
If he loves that woman, he can still take a bullet for that woman.
And this
You're
is what
looking
I
at that
mean
title.
right here when I said this is not a businessman. Because if you write a will,
Okay, so he's saying you could still take a bullet for her. What people gonna say? Damn, that nigga took a bullet for a girlfriend. She wasn't even his wife. He's stupid. The fuck? Now you dead, and she off giving blowjobs some other nigga. No sentiments, no. She might show up at the funeral, she might, but she not gonna get no respect as anybody because so some of the other hoes you was messing with gonna show up at the funeral too. We done seen it plenty of videos where the side chick and side chicks is showing up to the funeral and causing disruption and different things of that nature. She's not respected. You're a side chick. You mean nothing to him. You mean nothing to the family. You get no respect here. So why are you even here? And then you go to the man's funeral and you're just his girlfriend. Guess what, kitty boo boo? All his other ex-girlfriends that loved him gonna show up too. And guess what? You gonna get just as little bit of respect as they get. You ain't gonna get no more respect because you was the last girlfriend. No, you gonna get girlfriend respect, which means you gonna sit in 3-4 rows back, and the family and the wife is gonna sit in the front row. And then you better be careful because one of them family members might go off on you, take their grief out on you. So you best not even show up. Go to the gravesite or something. But I mean, yeah, you just don't understand the amount of respect that comes with being the wife, the amount of respect that comes with being the husband. So I think Cooley High School, he needs a little bit more education, right? But why? I don't think he like winning.
a will can be contested. Do you know what that means? Contested. You're not a man. You're not making no real money, so you don't understand. Listen to me for one moment.
What you talking
listen
about.
no, brother. I heard you say on a podcast you make over 6 figures a year. I make over 6 figures a month. We're two different types of men.
That's totally fine. You're
Come
still
on,
a Ninja
man.
Turtle.
Next
Now see that immature remark. Oh, I can't win you in the pockets, so I'm gonna take a pot shot at your height, at your appearance. That's immature shit. What he should have said was, okay, I can respect that. I can respect that, but I make a little bread too, and I'm still young, and eventually I will get my paper up. Oh, you still a Ninja Turtle? My God, he's not even mature enough to be on this podcast. Look at his appearance. Look at his outfit. He doesn't even take pride in his appearance as a gentleman. He's not even a gentleman. He's still a little boy. Yada is a distinguished gentleman. And if you don't know what a distinguished gentleman is, go look it up.
Oh, feminine traits. Feminine traits.
You started it
feminine
off, bro.
traits.
So I asked him. The crazy thing is,
look at the
before we
demon.
started,
Look at the demon showing his face.
Do you want to make ad hominem attacks?
Come on, look at me when you're speaking, brother. Look at me.
So check it out. Let's try to keep it. Let's try to stay progressive here, fellas, because I want to make sure we can actually move through this, because this is actually a really important conversation. Because Cooley's not the only guy I've heard say that.
Right.
There's a lot of men that actually believe this because we've seen things go left for men on many occasions.
And that's your problem. You always up in another nigga's place, up in another nigga's face, talking about another nigga's business, instead of focusing on your shit that's right in front of your face, instead of evaluating the woman that's right in front of your face. You want to group every woman with the woman that did this man wrong, or the woman that did that man wrong. Stop worrying about other niggas' business and focus on your own business so that you can make a conscious decision about the broad that you're with. You too busy looking at some other man and his relationship. Yeah, we learn from other people's experiences, but we're supposed to learn how to protect ourselves from other men's and people's experiences, but we don't always need to apply that to ourselves. Sometimes it doesn't apply to us. Sometimes it doesn't apply to the woman that you're with. There's a lot of factors involved. What type of integrity does your woman have? What type of integrity has she proven to you to have? What type of morals and values has she proven to you to have? And when I say proven, it means that she's consistent for 1+ years with her behavior and how she does things and how she treats people and how she treats you, and vice versa. Ladies, get about these other women's business and focus on the man in front of you so you can competently evaluate him and make sure he's staying consistent after a year. Because I'm telling you, after a year, people can't hold up their facade, right? Unless it's just like, okay, I'm holding up mine. I'm true to who I am. But after a year, he changed. He's not true to who he is. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit stage left. That's your red flag. As soon as he stops doing things that he was doing in the beginning and middle, and obviously you coming towards the end when he stops, so that means he don't like you no more. This is how you know men still love their wives, when their wives are with them at the business dinner, when their wives are with them on vacation, when they take their wives and their children on that business trip with them. Who wants to leave their wife and children at home? I love you so much. I want you with me all the time. I couldn't wait to get off work and get home to my family. What type of man gets off work and go to the bar without stopping home to check on his family first? What kind of man does that? The kind of man that don't like his family, the kind of man that's dreading going home. He don't like you. If he ain't busting through that door 30 to 45 minutes after he get off work, he don't like you. But I'm just saying.
And there is just a lot of discomfort and concern building around the union of marriage. So I'm curious about this because, I got a little sister myself. Many of us, just how life is going to go, we're going to end up raising daughters ourselves. It's just kind of
okay. And I want y'all. He deflected. They lost the content in this question. The content in this question. I'm gonna let y'all hear the question, and I'm gonna give you the context that they lost.
what it is.
Yeah.
I know sometimes we can get caught up in protecting ourselves as men, which we have to. I mean, we have to think about what practically makes sense for us. But let's think about it like this. I want to twist this.
I love you.
If we were giving some game to our little sisters or a woman that we care about, is it a good idea, or do you think, Cooley, a woman can still be secure, protected, and I guess comforted in a marriage without the legal document and paperwork? Is that a good deal for the woman as well?
Yeah, she could be married in a church under, this.
Now he started something and then he flipped and then he switched up. So what he was gonna say was, if we had some game to give basically to the women in our lives, this is what he was gonna say, to our daughters, to our sisters, to our cousins, to our aunts. Would we tell them to shack up with a man and not have that man marry them? And the straight up answer would have been no. But he switched it up. He switched it up. The answer would have been hell no. I would tell her to make that man marry her. But yet and still, they won't hold themselves to that same respect for somebody else's daughter, for somebody else's auntie, for somebody else's sister, for somebody else's cousin. So they don't want the women in their family to be disrespected, but they'll go ahead and disrespect the women of somebody else's family. And that's what's fucked up. But, sir, I can guarantee you, you lead a family by example, depending on the situation. So if you are a woman and you have children and your relationship is abusive, it means that you have to take the lead. You got to 86 that nigga because you got people following the both of y'all. And when it comes down to it, they're going to follow the abusiveness. The boys are going to follow the abusiveness, and the girls are going to follow the mother who's taking the abuse. You lead by example. If your mother is married and your sister is married, if your other sister brings a man home and he sees that everybody is married, he knows that he's going to have to marry this girl or kick rocks. But if everybody in the house is boyfriend and girlfriend, and your daughter brings a man home or your sister brings a man home and he sees that ain't nobody in here married, everybody in here boyfriend or girlfriend, he is not going to marry your sister, your sister, your daughter, your auntie. And vice versa. If it's the son and you got the daddy that's married, you got the brother that's married, you got the uncle, got his wife, everybody in the house is married. When that girl comes home with that man and she sees that everybody in the house is married, she better know she about to get married. Because he ain't bringing no woman home to shack up with. You lead by example, which means a family can lead by example. No, honey, you can. Has he proposed to you? She's dating him, but has he proposed to you yet? Okay, it's been about a year. He still hasn't proposed to you. It's been about a year and a half. He still hasn't proposed to you. It's been about 2 years. He still hasn't proposed to you. You need to let him go. All the women in that family is gonna say, honey, you need to let him go. You see this ring on my finger? I married my husband after 6 months. My husband proposed to me after a year. My husband, he proposed to me after 2 years, right? My husband, he was pushing 2.5 years and I was about to leave him. He had to make a decision. Do you love me or do you love me not? Because I can't sit here and waste all my youth just dating you. It's in our family morals and our family values to have to bring a husband home or to be taken home to a man's house or into a man's family as a wife. Same thing. The men in the family. When you go marry her, you've been dating her for a while. How long you been dating her? You've been dating her for about a year. Son, you don't know if you want to marry her or not. Hey, if you don't want to marry her, you need to go ahead and let her go and find her husband. And then you need to find you a wife. The family and people lead by example. What you say, honey? He put his hands on you. Oh no. You need to leave him. Get your shit and pack your stuff and you bring it and you come on over here because we don't do that here in this family. You lead by example. So I don't know what this guy is talking about, but like I said, when he stopped hanging with stop dating low hanging fruit women and stop being around low class people, his mind will be elevated. His thought process will be elevated. His speech will be elevated. But until then, look at he still has braids in his hair. I mean, really, he's still wearing a boy's hairstyle. Okay, that's not a man's hairstyle. That's a boy's hairstyle. He thinks just because he has a beard, he's a man. A beard don't make you a man. It's 16-year-olds with a beard, sir. He looks like he's ready to go play basketball. He don't look like he's ready to go home to a mature relationship, to a mature home and lead it. He looked like he ready to go find some honeys to smash. That's what his appearance is saying. Because that's exactly what he's doing. A refined man changes his hair, changes his outfit, carries himself in a certain way when he has certain responsibilities. I guess, well, he don't have a wife. He probably doesn't even have a girlfriend. He probably really wants a boyfriend, you know. So he's carrying himself as such, right? But no, that's not the way a family man carries himself. Yada carries himself like a family man. His everything about him is elevated and refined. So, sir, no.
Spirit of God. That's totally fine. Why would you? The thing is like there. This whole thing, as far as the legal situation, this is still new. You know what I mean? And the legal situation, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It only benefits the woman. It doesn't benefit the man at all. And
He's so stupid. What do you say the legal situation is still new? No, nigga, the legal situation is new to you because you're a boy. The legal situation has been around for decades. It's been around for decades. What are you talking about? Jesus.
the man, the only reason why, like, did you listen or did anyone listen to the things that I said in the beginning? Pre-modernity, women weren't really working. They weren't in the workforce. So the reason.
And what happened pre-modernity is that these women were getting left with nothing, sir. And it's not fair after they've given their youth, their beauty, and their booty. And then the man can just up and leave for a younger woman with more beauty, booty, and youth, sir. Yeah, that's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. And y'all still doing the shit today, even with even being unmarried. Oh yeah, she getting a little older. I'm gonna have to trade her in for a new model. After she done put all this blood, sweat, and tears into you, she done did everything for you. She done did it in every position you wanted her to do it in, every place you wanted her to do it in. She done washed your clothes. She done cooked your food for years. She done cleaned your house for years. She done had your back for years. And then all of a sudden, she gets a little older, and now you want to trade her in for a young. That is so selfish. That is so selfish. Oh my God. It's disgusting. But anyway, I'm going to listen to a little bit more of this, give a little bit more commentary, and then I'm out.
Reason why they made the marriage laws this way, where women get alimony and things like that, is to incentivize them.
No, they didn't. It was to incentivize the man to leave her. That's why they came up with the saying, it's cheaper to keep her. It de-incentivized the man to leave his wife and his children in his home, because baby boy, you still gonna have to take care of it, even though you in la la land with the little girl that don't have a penny to throw out the window, a piss to pot in, or a window to throw it out of. She ain't got a penny to spend on you, and she ain't got a penny to spend it on herself. And when y'all get together, you better believe all you gonna have is 2 pennies to rub together, because you gonna take care of this woman and these kids. So I don't know where he got that bullshit from. It wasn't to incentivize the woman to leave. It was to say if that man leave, because the men were leaving the women. The men were leaving the women. They were leaving. Matter of fact, let me quit playing. Let me quit playing. I will have to let me see. Why men divorced women in the I'll go 60s and 70s. Huh. Okay, let me share this tab with y'all. So, actually, it says it says in the 1960s and 1970s, men divorced women more frequently due to a combination of factors, including the changing social landscape, the rise of the feminist movement, easier access to divorce laws, increased expectations for personal fulfillment in marriage, and the sexual revolution, which often led to infidelity and a questioning of traditional marital roles. Essentially, societal shifts made it more acceptable for people to seek divorce if they felt their needs weren't being met in a marriage, leading to a higher divorce rate among men in that era, right? So it wasn't men were leaving women back in the day. They said, "Oh my God, these bitches is out here with their legs open. Jesus. Jesus. Let me go and have some fun." See, back in the day, women kept their legs closed unless they were getting married, right? And so with the sexual revolution, men were like, oh shit, you mean to tell me it's fine ass young broads out there with their legs just wide open waiting for me to fall in their vaginas? Oh yeah, they was done for. So, sir, do a little bit more research, right? You need to do a little bit more research. Yeah. So, okay, so mm, wow. Mm, mm. Mm. Okay, anyway, I just, sorry, just a little bit more read, but
because they're not working, right? But prior to even that, there wasn't any incentivization for women to get. Now we're in modernity. Women.
so pre-modernal era, it was the men that were leaving because it was okay now with the sexual revolution to have sex without being married. It was frowned upon before the sexual revolution. So men pretty much stayed faithful or cheated in secret. And it was frowned upon in society to uh, not keep the traditional roles as man and wife and keep up the appearance, right? This is why men went on business trips and had whole other families in whole other states, because people in the state or the community or the surrounding neighboring cities couldn't bring that information back to the wife, and they didn't, and they never saw the other family, right? So the other family, only the family and the neighborhood and the neighboring cities of the other state knew that that man was married to that woman, and that then was thought to be his only wife. But then he would go on a business trip from her and go back to his family in the other state, and nobody was none the wiser. With the sexual revolution and these broads opening up their legs and having free sex and things of that nature, these men they wanted to get out here and they wanted to have some fun. Also, I'll probably look it up, probably try to find my other video. But yeah, they were leaving their wives. They were leaving them and leaving them with nothing. Taking all the resources and everything that she helped him build, he would just snatch it from her, sell a house right from under her. Okay, let's go.
Women are in the workforce. So therefore, why are they still being incentivized to leave the man?
They're not being incentivized to leave him. Like I said, what's being said is that these women are being faithful to their husbands. They're giving them their best years. They're giving them their best womb years, and they're having children for them. And y'all say it yourself. Y'all don't want single mothers. They're only for recreational use, right? Which they have been for a while. You just now put a new phrase on it. So these women were being left in their older ages, unable to find another man to take them seriously and marry her and take care of her, right? Because of the consensus of men, they all want younger women, right? So he, instead of staying a single man and not marrying and not having children with a woman, so he could just freely play around and not have to suffer any repercussions because he's doing basically nothing wrong, right? But these men, they, like I said, they minds change like the goddamn wind blows. They minds change like the seasons. In the summertime, they feel like this. In the wintertime, they feel like that. In the springtime, they feel like this. At Thanksgiving, they feel like this. At Christmas, they feel like this. At Valentine's Day, they feel like this. They're ever changing, and the woman has to stay cute, thin, faithful, a homemaker, a wife, a good mother, while these men get to go out here and act like disgusting ass individuals and then turn around and dump you and leave you with nothing. Bullshit. If you think that's fair, you're disgusting. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here because the conversation becomes pretty much redundant. So they never agree. However, you know, women that got some sense about themselves, they're always gonna stand with Yada because how he presents himself and how he takes care of his family, and it can even be a facade. Who gives a rat's ass? It's the right thing to say, and it's the right thing to present to men and women. So for me, Yada won hands down. This little boy over here, Cooley High School, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He needs to go back to the drawing board. And whoever is listening to him, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, and you're pretty slowness. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. Please feel free to hit the thumbs up if you watched the video. Hit the thumbs down. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know how you feel. Tell me if you think I'm right. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. But either way it go, I know I'm right. So, y'all have yourselves a good one.